Hello, y'all. This is Set to Achieve. Welcome to yet another video. Let me lower this a little bit. And please, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like the video, share, leave your comments, and guys, let us get to it, okay? So I'm going to talk about the fact that it's important for us um, to use time. To use money to buy back time, okay? And how I was able to do it. All right, please make sure you like the video, and share it. Okay. So I'm talking about ads. Okay. Why is it so important, especially as a business owner, to run ads? Okay. And now I raised my hand. I was one of the people in the past that kind of was not so much of a believer in ads because my mindset was whack. Okay. I didn't have the right mindset. I believe that running ads was wasting of time. I believe that running ads were for people or business owners that had a lot of money. I know I had all this whack, crazy um, views on how to, um, be able to scale my business. So I was struggling. I struggled for years. I struggled with my hair business. I struggled with my notary business. I struggled even when I started running a middleman um, business. I run a middleman cleaning business. I struggled as well, and this it was up until recently, okay, when I started. And you all have seen the video where I was putting out the postcards for business owners, and I was trying to get customers, okay, but I was struggling, right, because the ways that so I took a course, on that to help me to be able to generate more income, or side income, but I struggled, um, the way they presented it was you can run emails, you can send emails, and a lot of the emails they don't respond to. You can do cold reach, and with the cold reach, I was finding out that it was just like back and forth. It was like a yo-yo, not really getting anywhere. So I was just like frustrated, until I purchased a Facebook ads course, okay, teaching me exactly what I needed to do. Now I had to modify the course, to based on what had learned, on my own personal experience. Okay. And I created a course to help other people, in terms of like just more things that that I had discovered, on my own, and, to make a long story short, it just running ads just like was completely the whole game changer because when you're doing like cold outreach or you're putting out signs, like I created signs on my car, um magnet signs. I put it to my car to try to get customers to reach out to me, but I wasn't getting anywhere. I didn't even get even one call, so I was like, what is it? What am I not doing? you know and what I was not doing was that I was not putting out my offer in front of the right people. Okay, people that actually wanted what I had to offer, not people that I was shoving it down their throat. Because cold reaching, trying to call business owners or, and doing all these things was not working. It clearly was not working for me. And it was making me each and every day more and more frustrated. I was trying to ask myself, what am I not doing? Okay. And it was only until I started running Facebook ads that I started seeing success. I started getting leads, people communicating with me, people reaching out with custom t-shirt businesses, people reaching out with for reaching out to me with different kind of businesses, saying, hey, I live on this, I live on that. Now a lot of those ones I wasn't able to close because now with the what do you call it, with the postcard business, it's like you're sending, and that was my main problem with that business, because you're sending it to just one local area. So like, for example, if I'm sending it to El Paso, Texas, okay, the customer might be in Dallas, you know and even though I did my um even though I did the targeting to be like around a certain perimeter about, and everything. But I was still finding people. I was still finding people in the vicinity that I wanted, but I was also finding some people, that were, not quite in the vicinity. And so some of them didn't like the price, and everything. But regardless, right, I was getting people that actually wanted what I had to offer. I didn't have to beg and plead, right? So the bottom line is that when you are able to put out your ads, okay, when you are able to pay, and this is, I'm talking about maybe $10 a day, okay, not much, maybe $10. If you want to scale it, you can do 20, right? But you can start at 10. So you're spending, maybe upwards of maybe $70 a week, which for a lot of business owners is achievable. You can do it, especially when you're seeing the results. And, I learned a whole lot of things. I learned how to not even have to have a website, because the funny part about it is that a lot of business owners, especially service-based businesses, their websites are not converting. Okay, so if they send a customer or a potential customer from maybe an ad, or or whatever, maybe a post or a social media post, if they send them to their website, the customer will be completely lost. A lot of them, because they just don't, the website, maybe there's too many buttons. It's so much going on in their websites, so um, doing Facebook ads, you know with the way that I was able to do it, with the way I learned to do it, right? Especially putting out video ads, because people are very, very more inclined. People will watch a video any day 10 times more than they will read some offer. So if you have a compelling video teaching your customers or telling your customers about their problems or their pain points much more even than they would even be able to say it or articulate it, then you got a customer. Okay, you got a hot lead. you know so that was something that is just like, guys, it is crazy because they actually blocked um like a main street on my street, and it's just like, now, like, my regular neighborhood street is just so busy because the cars that would have filtered through that street that is blocked, they're not coming through like morning, noon, and night. It's just crazy. But guys, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so, and so when you are running Facebook ads, you have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset, especially as a service business owner, guys. So, I'm a strong believer in having multiple sources of income. So I took a course on, running a middleman business, becoming a middleman. So I run, like I said, a middleman cleaning business. But the main problem of most businesses is having and acquiring customers consistently. I wasn't able to get customers consistently, and that was my problem. Leads. Okay, anybody can start a business, but where am I going to get customers? Because without customers, you don't have a business, guys. So when I learned how to run these Facebook ads, and I created the Facebook ads masterclass, and I added it onto the multiple stream masterclass bundle. Okay, so now we have the how to quit your 9 to 5 and make a full-time income with your car. You all know that I've done delivery since 2017. So this is like, what, 8 years, over 8 years. I've done delivery. So it has all the different 72 different apps you can get started with, state-based, US based. But if you I mean, you can be anywhere in the world, and then you can run the passive riches bundle, teaching you how to use social media, to market any business. um you know and then we have the multiple streams. You have the passive riches bundle, and what else did I mention? Oh yeah, you have the middleman business guide. Okay, then the middleman business guide teaches you how to start and run a middleman business, just from your phone, and be able to make $100 or more, 80, 100, 150 from your phone, okay, without going anywhere. Okay, and that's what I was running. I have a middleman cleaning business, but I didn't know how to get customers, guys. That was the one thing I was lacking. I didn't know how to get customers in my local area. I'm not talking about, like, just just straight up online marketing, for because if you are, like, for example, if you're an online coach, you have a coaching, a consultant, whatever, then you can, and people, your customers reach you, and everything that you do is offline, I mean, sorry, is online, then you can use, I mean, you can use social media, put it on TikTok, put it on Facebook Reels, put it on Instagram Reels, and you're going to get customers. But guys, if you have a service-based business, let's say you have a lawn care business, it's localized, you know, you have to be in that, place, El Paso, Texas, because, or you have to be in Boston, Massachusetts, or you have to be in Chicago, Illinois, and a certain, zip codes that you service, right? So with a middleman business, it's more localized. Okay, it's not national or international. It's very, very localized, right? So learning how to run Facebook ads to get customers and for cheap was very, 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 very important for me. Okay, because that's what I struggled with. I took the course, I learned everything. I learned how to get the right softwares, to be able to and I was using Book and Koala to be able to um, basically run my business, send the jobs to the providers or to the ISPs, which are the people doing the job, basically the ones that actually have the business, and that you're actually dispatching the jobs to. Remember, um, you're only getting the what do you call it? You're only getting a cut, like a finder's fee type thing. So you get your deposit and you send the jobs to them. So the customers pay them at the end of the job, and you have like a little agreement that the customers have to say yes to, and they have to pay the ISP. So you're not dealing with nobody's money. That's what I love about the course. But the thing about it is how to get the customers. That was my main problem, right? So when I purchased this Facebook course, and then I use information, and I'm a strong believer in, rather than breaking your neck or stressing yourself out, just get a course. Just save yourself the pain. Okay, so I did that, and but then some of the things were not applicable so much anymore. So I had to basically modify it, and make it work for today. Okay. So I think the course might have been a little bit older or whatever, but make it to work with today with Facebook's AI and so many things. But I learned so much, but just I made it more fitting, and some of the information more fitting for for that, for what worked for me, and I put out the Facebook ads masterclass. Okay. And so now the multiple stream masterclass bundle includes the Facebook ads masterclass. So it includes all the other things that were there before, and but now it also includes the Facebook mass. So it is more expensive now. Okay, it is more expensive now, but it is value packed. Okay, the Facebook ads masterclass is a video course. Okay, it's over an hour teaching you step by step. From mindset. From what I had to do, from where I came from. In terms of my background, to the mindset that I had to have to be able to run these ads, and then running the ads step by step. Just going through Facebook and just going through and creating an ad. The steps, putting out your offer, the budgeting, how much you should put out for per day. Everything is included. And I mean, it's really great. I mean, it's a great time. Now is a great time for any business owner to be able to have a service-based business. I don't know what the future is going to hold, but today, with a platform like Facebook, that even till today is one of the largest social media platforms that there is, you can leverage. I mean, you can leverage ads for cheap. And for a lot of the service-based businesses, the people that are actually servicing your business, or the people that are actually, I mean, the customers, your customers are on Facebook because they're 35, 45 and older, right? So that's where they're sitting on Facebook. Your grandpas, your moms, dads, they're all these are homeowners. These are people that have incomes. These are people that have careers. They're on Facebook. Now I'm not talking about Snapchat, or I'm talking about the older, more mature crowd. They're on Facebook. Okay. And I think I was looking at ChatGPT, and it said that Facebook has, like, I think over 3 million active monthly users, and 2.11 billion. Over 3 billion. I think 3 point something billion active monthly users, and then it has 2.11 billion active daily users. Okay, so you have like over a third of the world population on Facebook each and every day. So yeah, I mean it's a lot, so and you have to go where your customers are, so a lot of service-based businesses want to get on Google, and Google is fine, but it's really hard um scale, because it's not consistent, hoping and praying that somebody, well, first and foremost, creating a website, and hoping and praying that it gets to to page one of the Google algorithm, it's like good luck, right? And trying to put out a Google My Business profile, now they are doing a lot of suspending and just a whole lot of crazy back and forth stuff. So it's really crazy. But in order to run this Facebook ads, I teach you that you do want to have an Instagram page, you do want to have a Facebook page, and what actually helped me was I'm able to like create my ads on my Instagram basically page, and whatever I post on my Instagram goes straight to Facebook, my Facebook page, and you have to have a Facebook page. You cannot run ads off of your personal Facebook account. You have to have a Facebook page for your business. So if you have a cleaning service, you want to have some posts. You want to create a page and have some posts on that Facebook page, so that you can run your Instagram ads. And then I run video ads coming from Instagram, and so I don't have to like upload anything. Everything is it's like a flow, So I teach you everything step by step what you need to do. But like, so if you are a service-based business, especially home service, but I did it successfully with a business that I mean the postcards business. I ran the ads successfully. I was able to get leads for very cheap, about maybe $2. Not leads, but clicks for very cheap, about $2 or so per click, and about maybe $8 or so per lead. Compare that to Google. You're spending about $30, $60 per sometimes per click. So trying to run Google ads is so expensive now, it doesn't make any sense. So for the person, so if you're a beginner, you're still trying to figure things out and everything, this course, the Facebook ads masterclass is perfect. Okay.